This week saw the release of Vixen, a brand new animated series from CW Seed that ties into the huge success of the Arrow and Flash TV shows and the much bigger CW DC universe. That show, of course, is Vixen, and it features Mcabe, a wannabe fashion designer who finds herself back in her hometown of Detroit. The first episode, which is surprisingly only 5 minutes, I honestly cannot remember anyone talking about the runtime of this show before it premiered, wastes no time getting started. As we join the show, Mari is getting herself chased down by Arrow and Flash for reasons that aren't exactly made clear right away. It does, however, prove a great place for Vixen to show off her powers, which are magically connected to the animal kingdom and a family totem that she wears around her neck. Vixen, for what it's worth, looks great. Traditional animation in a day and age when that stuff is getting harder and harder to find on television, but seems to be alive and well online and stuff like this, and also the Gods and Monsters shorts from not too long ago. Now, I would love to show you some screenshots from this episode as to better illustrate my point. Sadly, CW is famously hard on YouTubers who want to give people a better look into their shows. In fact, if reviewing Flash or Arrow is any indication, I'm not even sure if I can use the logo for Vixen without bringing down the wrath of CW on my head for some reason. In fact, in the lead up to Vixen's release, I had my trailer breakdown of the show claimed, even though it had been fine for months. Not that any of that dampens my spirits on the show or anything, in fact, quite the opposite. I really enjoyed the first episode. It had a lot to offer. Solid action, solid voice cast, and so far it looks like Vixen has all the hallmarks of a truly subversive superhero show. And that's not just because she's a woman of color, or that Mary comes from a foster home. No, I mean that she's a superhero from Detroit. Seriously, how many other superheroes from Detroit can you mention that aren't RoboCop? What I'm trying to get across is Vixen does a lot to separate itself from the rest of the pack. Get it? Pack, animal powers? God, I'm good at my job. Really, its biggest issue is in its runtime. I was just getting into it was just starting to get the ball rolling, and then boom, it pretty much ends right in the middle of a scene, more or less. From what I understand, these 5-minute episodes are meant to be played back to back to eventually end up for a full runtime of a show about 22 to 30 minutes, and it really does feel like they wrote the show to be a full 22 minutes and then only later decided to split it up into 5s. Overall, I give this episode a very positive 8 out of 10, and I will most definitely be returning to review the next episode. Vixen is available now through CW Seed. That's CW Seed only if you're American. If you're outside America like myself, you're gonna have a harder time tracking down the first episode, so good luck to you.